What if the real secret in life wasn't a single strategy, but the way everything in your life works together? Your goals and your dreams, they're not just about ambition, they require structure, alignment, and clarity to grow to something meaningful. That's why understanding how your vision, expectations, and your actions work together, that is so powerful. And when those three can really be connected, they create momentum that drives success. So I find that to be really, really powerful. And before we dive into all this amazing stuff on building your personalized framework here, head over to talktoperry.com and let's figure out the best steps for your goals. I mean, I often tell people, tell me what your goals are and I'll tell you how to achieve them, right? So that's over at talktoperry.com. So first thing, let's begin with vision. Recently, I do an audio podcast every day. You can find that in your podcast app, but I jump on over to YouTube once a week. This also goes into my audio podcast, but one of the things we talked about this past week was starting with vision. That's where it all begins. You know, all the great ideas out there started with a thought, and you have the thought, you get a clear vision that sets direction for your life and it helps you focus on what really matters. Without it, you just might find yourself wasting energy on things that don't move you forward. Has that ever happened to you? I know it's happened to me too. We can find convenient distractions everywhere, right? So ask yourself this: what kind of impact do I want to have? What kind of, what goals feel exciting and meaningful to me? That I'm saying to you, not to me. I do ask myself these questions too. And ask yourself what areas of your life could benefit from clarity. I bet you'll come up with quite a few things. I encourage writing these things down and revisiting them often. I think a lot of times we can have a vision, want to get clarity, look at an impact, some sort of area of our life that we want to take to the next level. And then we let it swim in our head. We never get anything written down. There is a powerful energy in doing that. And so having a strong vision, it gives you purpose. It keeps you grounded in your why. Have you ever done that activity where you ask yourself, tell yourself whatever the goal is that you want to achieve, and they ask yourself, well, why is that important? Or why do I want that? And then you give yourself the answer, and then you ask why to that response. And then you ask why to the next one. You really get to, I think, like 7 levels deep to where you can really get to the core of that. So let's talk about expectations. Many people unconsciously, I've fallen into this little trap as well. We set lower expectations because it feels safer. I was talking to a friend the other day, and this isn't about expectations, but it's one of those things where if you have a to-do list and then you did something that wasn't on the list, you'll quick write it down just so you could check it off, just to say, oh, I did it. Well, I look at that, I don't know if that had anything to do with it, but just because it feels safer, it feels good. And low expectations, they can hold us back from real growth. So raising them does require you probably to step out of your comfort zone a bit. And I know it can seem a little bit scary, but really a lot of growth is right on the other side of that comfort zone. Breaking through the terror barrier, this little level of fear that we somehow seem to give so much, I don't know, we give so much value to it, which it really doesn't need to be. We can step right beyond it. So it's identifying, becoming aware. Where are you settling for less than you deserve? And you could probably think of a few things in your life, right? So think about what it would be like to expect more from yourself in that area. And then you can start small. So when I was starting on my health and fitness journey, and I had done this many times before, so there was enough evidence, enough proof to say, you know what, guy, you should probably give this up. you've tried over and over and over the years. You always seem to fall off course. You always seem to drift away. You always seem to come up with a reason or excuse. Why even put the time and energy into going down that route again? Why set yourself up for disappointment? And so I would lower the bar and say, well, if I just do this, but I would never do that. It wasn't where I could really take things up another level. And so I made a committed decision to take action every single day, no matter what. I came up with a nice little plan that I committed to. And that has led to well over a 23-year journey. And this was at a point in my life where I was telling myself, this is probably too late in life for me to get in shape. You know, you haven't done it before. Why now? But I was out to prove something different. It was a different chapter. And so that was really powerful for me. So I started small. That's what you can do. Start small, but challenge yourself to reach higher every day. Me challenging myself when I wanted to sabotage on my hour commute home, and when I was saying sabotage, that means talk myself out of showing up to exercise. My little no matter what plan had me showing up every single day, even if I was unmotivated. I had a headache. I didn't feel like it. I was unmotivated. The dogs had an issue, whatever it was. I still showed up because I knew in the beginning it was more important to develop the habits than it was to see the results. And when your expectations grow, so does your potential. And it leads you to other opportunities that maybe you hadn't considered. You know, high expectations, they can push you to take action that aligns with bigger goals. Are you a goal setter? Do you set goals that, or even a goal that has you pushing so high that you don't even know how you're going to get there? You just know you will. And you could probably find a lot of evidence and convince yourself that you shouldn't go for it because it seems totally impossible. Yet you're like, I have this burning desire to achieve that. Have you ever done that? I'd love to hear what that journey was for you and what it was. For me, my big goal was I was going to get into the healthiest shape of my life when I thought I was it was unattainable for me. And I had a lot of evidence, a lot of reasons why I couldn't do it. And I dispelled that. And I've done other things in my life as well. The fact that I even became a teacher, the fact that I even built my own home business around, and impact people in many different ways. All those things took me stepping out of my comfort zone, setting bigger goals. And your actions, that's where the transformation comes in. A lot of times people think about things, but they don't take the actions on it. And that really means they just haven't decided to do it. I know somebody could probably debate me and say, yeah, I decided, I just didn't do anything about it. But that if you're going to make a decision, you'll take action. Vision and expectations, they guide your actions. With consistency, and that's how I kind of built that plan for myself, that's what creates the results. So think about this, and this can help you. If you want extra help on this and really defining it for you and your life and your situation, head over to talktoperry.com. That's where we can map that out. But just ask yourself, are your daily habits supporting your vision? And it's really easy if we say no to dismiss it. But what changes can you make to align your actions to your goals? That's another big thing they can do. And when your actions match your vision and your expectations, you build momentum. You just start soaring. You start accomplishing great things. You don't have to rely on motivation. A lot of times people do that. That's really how you can create massive progress and really start to see changes in your life. See, the key is just understanding, vision, expectations, and actions, just not looking at them as separate pieces. And I think a lot of times people will put them in little separate categories here, but they really are connected and they strengthen each other along the way. So having a clear vision, that inspires your higher expectations, and those expectations drive your intentional actions. And when they all work together, I mean, powerful system for success. I really hope this is helpful to you and help you move forward, because when you align your vision, your expectations, your actions, you create a life that's not just success, just the success in its own way, but it feels fulfilling. And you deserve to live with purpose, with direction, with confidence that comes from knowing that you're on the right path. And kind of like that big goal I was telling you about. It's like, man, I don't know how I'm get there, but I'm going for it. And all you need to do is know how to just get to the next base camp. You don't have to know how to climb it all at once, but to get to the next base camp, because things kind of reveal themselves along the way as you go, but still having that burning desire to be up there. And that's where you start building your confidence. And that's through the action. So take the first step today. Start building that foundation, because you can use your power, take control, and implement some of the things I just shared with you, or you can let all the external circumstances, the busyness of work, the feeling overwhelmed, overworked, overweight, all the stuff, and comparing yourself, you can let that drain your power and totally control you, to where you end up making excuses and procrastinating and just letting things swim in your head and then dismissing them, and then telling yourself a story that this is the way life's going to be. Once you get rid of that and decide to and commit to yourself and your goals, and you start to choose to figure out new ways, looking at possibilities, learning and growing, and keep moving forward, amazing things are going to happen for you. You've got this, my friend. I'd love to hear your top takeaway. Drop those down in the comments. I do promise that I will respond. You absolutely rock, my friend. And as always, remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week. That's another Power Blast podcast in the books. Thanks so much for tuning in. And remember, when you are ready to recharge your battery, make sure you go to talktoperry.com. That's talktoperry.com. That's Perry. And I want to listen. I want to hear. What's going on? I want to help you in that 15-minute call to recharge your battery and reclaim your power so that you're off and running and creating massive momentum toward your dream. Also, every day I am delivering more motivation, support, tips, and strategies inside my free community with amazing people like yourself. And we are conquering the mindset and the fitness. I do 52 weeks of free training in there. Plus, I coach and I mentor people, as well as give you access to tons of resources and guides. It's called my Upside Down Fitness community because we work on a lot of mindset stuff, the inside stuff. And we're a fun group of people striving to make healthier habits in this awesome chapter of life. So make sure you get in there. I promise you'll absolutely love it. Just head over to upsidedownfit.com and you can get into the group. And hey, you would be an awesome friend if you get over to iTunes or wherever you listen to your podcast and leave an honest rating and review for the Power Blast podcast. It helps awesome people like you find this show even faster, and that's who I'm looking for, awesome people like you. That's all I have for this week, my friend, and just to let you know, you absolutely rock. That's all I have for this week. I'll see you on the next Power Blast podcast, and always remember, it's never too late. We'll see you next week.